Now, it's the campaign video that has swept the world, thanks to the power of social media. More than 70 million people have now seen Kony 2012, a half-hour film about the notorious Ugandan warlord, with half of those viewings coming in the last 24 hours. Perhaps inevitably, there's already something of a backlash, though, against the film. Its makers, the charity Invisible Children, have been accused of inaccuracy and diverting attention from more important issues.
There's complicated issues in the world. We know that. Afghanistan, right? Syria, Somalia, all right? These are complex issues. Kony's not. He's 1 + 1. We can all agree with that. We can all agree together we're going to stop him this year.
Well, the phenomena of Kony 2012 is mainly driven by social networking sites, and their figures show that the biggest audience for the film is aged 15 to 17. So earlier today, we brought a group of teenagers from Coulsdon Sixth Form College in Croydon together with a couple of experts on the region to see what light we could shed on an extraordinary viral success. The first thing I want to know is, how many of you have seen the Kony 2012 video online? OK, now how did you hear about it? Hemel?
I heard about it on a BlackBerry Messenger social network, and somebody broadcasted a message, and then I just had a look at the video.
When did you watch it?
I watched it 3 days ago.
OK, Poppy, how about you?
I got an event on Facebook for people meeting up to put out posters, and all I saw was like a little thing saying that it's about a guy who abused kids, so I watched the video and I was hooked from the video.
Would you normally watch a half-hour documentary like that?
Not at all.
So why did you stay with this one?
It kind of touched my heart. That's why I just decided to watch all of it.
Joel, can I just get your initial reaction to this whole campaign?
Well, I heard about it from my 13-year-old daughter, and having seen it, I thought, slick piece of television, very well recorded, central story about the child, but it bothered me because that's not the situation in Uganda today. I mean,
okay. We'll pick up the detail in a moment. Annika, as a human rights campaigner.
I was amazed, and I'm even more amazed when I see it's now had more than 50 million hits. We've been trying to raise the issue of Joseph Kony for years, and it's so hard to get it high up on policymakers' agenda. In fact, it's almost impossible. OK, let's have a look at some of the film.
Reward the rebel. When they raise us again, then they will kill us.
It's obvious that Kony should be stopped. The problem is 99% of the planet doesn't know who he is. Everything you need is in a box called the Action Kit.
OK, who's going to get an action kit? That's a lot of you. Why? What's moved you here?
The thing is, what's moved me is every child deserves a right to be looked after and cared for and deserve an education. What Kony is doing is really bad. That he's not giving a child a future but taking it away from them, and that really has touched my heart.
Hannah, you hadn't watched this until just now. What do you make of that?
It's just heartbreaking. All those years and no one knows about it. It's just shocking.
Well, you have some Uganda experts here. What do you want to ask them?
Did you know about it? Did Uganda know about it?
Did they know about
Kony for the last...
The Kony problem has been there for 25 years. The thing about this particular film that it's come at a time when actually Kony was pushed out of Uganda at the very near time, about 3 to 4 years ago. It was about 5 years ago, 2006, 2007.
So it's an odd time for this to be happening.
It's a long time. It did not happen to, you know, since this has happened.
Annika, I mean, for 8 people here to watch a video, and I think more than half of them said they were going to get actively involved, why have you never been able to have a campaign with that level of success rate until now?
I have no idea, and that's why I think this movement is very interesting, and the film is very interesting. But again, what I think is most important is that action happen on the back of this. It's true that this is no longer a problem in northern Uganda, but the film is not about Uganda. The film is about Joseph Kony and what Joseph Kony does. And I can tell you that continues. You know, I have documented that for years now. We were last up in LRA-affected areas a couple of months back. He continues to abduct. He continues to kill. None of that has stopped.
OK, I mean, but why this issue when there are emergencies going on right now? There are people being killed right now in other countries of the world with active wars that you're not so keen to get involved in.
I'm not. I try not to be harsh, but we've been seeing that for such a long time. We've become more immune to that. Whereas this Kony situation is very different. We have never heard of this kind of situation before, and it's just come into light, and it's gone everywhere. It's spread like a disease. It's gone everywhere. That's why we're so passionate about it.
Also, because you watch the video and you see all those people involved already, and you're like, well, why aren't I involved in it? Why don't I know about it? I want to help. If all those people want to help too, then we should all be helping.
Aren't you leading them down an unachievable path?
No,
what if you don't find him this year, and they've all gone out and got their action kits, and they've all gone up and put posters?
I have to say,
haven't you actually destroyed possible generations of campaigning to come, because they'll all be disillusioned?
I hope not. I do find that the point of doing it this year is, you know, this is always a double-edged sword, right? On the one hand, you want people to act urgently. On the other hand, the reality is this problem has gone on for 25 years, and it may continue for a while longer. So the video does kind of, I think, it makes us think that there's a simple answer to this. I'm afraid to say life isn't that simple, and you guys know that, right? There are other things that have to happen at the same time, and that's what we need policymakers to look at.
I am sort of concerned. I do fear that there might be some disillusionment. While we've raised this attention, I do sometimes fear that, well, they say, well, we did campaign, we did buy the bracelets, but nothing happened.
Last word, Henel.
I disagree with that because I'm an active citizen. I campaign a lot, so I know that I've done my bit to try and push, even if we don't find him by the deadline, I know I've done my bit to try and push closer to finding him.
And you can see the full discussion on our website, channel4.com/news. We're back tomorrow at the very early time of 4:05, practically a breakfast show if you're a student. Until then, that's Channel 4 News. Have a very good evening.